Hello, I'm Sebastian Loeb. Welcome to the Dakar Race Day in Salta.
On today's 26-minute Dakar, it's time to dry sweat-ridden clothes to take a line for most of the runners and riders in the 2014 race as the whole circus takes a breather for the rest day. In the bikes, it's Coma in the lead at halfway as we look back at the huge ups and downs for the top racers on two wheels and the surprises on the provisional podium. Nani Roma has a lead in the cars that he's worked hard to forge, but he knows it ain't over by a long shot, and so does Carlos Sainz. You saw him a second ago. Sebastian Loeb is our guest in the bivouac and he shares his thoughts and dreams on racing the toughest rally raid on the planet. And in Dakar Passion we've got two quizzes for our Dakar legends as we test their knowledge of the races that they've run. Today's programme is coming to you from the Rest Day bivouac that's firmly embedded on the outskirts of the city of Salta, the capital of the province that bears the same name. The city sits 1,300 metres above sea level and is a haven for colonial architecture that nestles in the foothills of the Andes. It's a place of brief sanctuary for tired bodies and minds to refresh and recover before the race begins in earnest tomorrow. Rest Day is always a moment to relax for competitors and for some prestigious guests to come and see drivers, riders and their machines. After answering our questions for Dakar people, Sebastian Loeb came to see the overall leader at the bikes, Mark Coma. The 9-time Rally World Champion has a trials bike, but nobody knows if he asked for some advice from the Spaniard. Then the Frenchman met his former teammate Carlos Sainz. Together, Sainz and Loeb offered 3 Manufacturers' World titles to Citroën and grabbed 22 victories out of 46 rallies contested. Finally, the future World Touring Car Championship contender went to see his fellow countryman Cyril Desprez. At the end of the day, with Coma, Sainz and Desprez, Loeb took amongst 9 Dakar victories, the same number of World Rally Championship crowns that he's won. No movement for anyone today as the bikes stay stuck to the bivouac in Salta. The bikes are arguably the most exciting category in this year's Dakar. The arrival of Honda and the defection of Desprez to Yamaha has blown the established order apart. Joan Barreda won 4 stages last year, but he's not one to count his chickens too soon. I think that my rival, in this case Mark, is on fire, and this week I just want to find a good rhythm to push the race and just not make mistakes. Never a man to be backwards in coming forwards, he started the Dakar like a demon, grabbing the race by the scruff of the neck. Such was his speed that he won the stage in spite of his first fall of the rally. It wouldn't be his last either. Our project is a young one. It's only been half a year so far since we started to work on the new bike, and it's normal that you have a fast evolution. But I think we have a lot of potential, and I think we can go and get a good result in this Dakar. And it's sure that after this race, we're going to continue to work to improve the bike and become a more cohesive and more competitive team. Day 2 was the first day in the dunes and the first real test of the Desprez-Yamaha combination in real race conditions. But it didn't go smoothly, with a crash and dehydration ruining his day. But above all others, he is the most qualified to assess just how tough this Dakar has been so far. From all the Dakars I've done, it's one of the most difficult first weeks. Heat, tracks degrading because of rain, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a real physical week. I think, from my side, I didn't want to get involved in the fight to win the stage because It's just not what I'm looking for. But, you know, it's not been so bad. I've had a few technical issues, but the only little thing is I'm not leading the race. But it's good for my motivation, and I need it to ride. Day 3 was both a triumph and a nightmare for the riders of the Dakar. The mountain peaks soaring above for the Honda riders. But come day 4, it all went up in smoke for Gonçalves. He had to sit and watch his Honda burn, and his Dakar was over. Barreda was on his own on the Honda. Coma has always been the man to play a long game, running with the leaders but never popping his head up as the man to beat. That was until we began to run in towards the rest day. He and Lopez made the most of day 4 to Chilecito to close in on Barreda. To win the race, you have to work together to get the most out of it. I'm so happy in this team, with the others, the bike and everything. But as I've said, we still have 1 week. We still have problems for sure in this week. And then we'll see where we are, and we're going to have to work them out. For Lopez, day 5 was as far as last year's runner-up would get. After getting caught out by 2 close cautions in a tight trail, the bike bore the brunt of the impact. Day 6 was a second good day for Sherco in the first weeks. The small French mark has a new bike this year, and a stage winner piece for Juan Pedrero and Alain Duclos means that the Frenchman, he may be the real threat to Coma as the second week begins. I plan to be 7th or 8th or something like that on the rest day, but the first week stage is fitted perfectly to my style, and nothing is out of my mind. When I feel good, I just attack and it paid. There's still 4,000 kilometers to go. They can all make mistakes, and if they do, I won't be far behind them. So with Coma in the lead by 42 minutes, it seems the Spaniard is in control. Duclos standing on the podium at the moment, and Villadoms the second of the KTMs. Olivier Pain is the best of the Yamahas in 6th, ahead of Kuba Shigonski and Helder Rodriguez. David Castor in 9th position, the second Yamaha in the standings. Leading the women's class is Laia Sanz, but more than that, she's an incredible 20th place overall, and of course to demolish her previous best of 39th. And in the Malmoto, the Dakar Marathon class, it's the youngest bike rider who leads the way. In only his second ever Dakar, Robert van Pelt is an amazing 22nd place overall. Hans Vogels is the best rookie on the Dakar in 25th place. The level of the bikes left in this race is incredibly high.